Alright, I'm gonna do the thing where I clap so I can sync the audio, and I'm gonna sync the audio and the video with the clapping. Okay, ready, mark it. Okay, hopefully that helped to sync the audio. Okay. Let me just get my notes together. Mind your business. Okay, I'm ready. I should have been ready a little bit earlier, but it's fine. Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast. Let's try it again. Hi, welcome back to my podcast, randomchatswana. I'm your host, Ananda Cash, and first of all, it's the new year. Happy New Year, guys. It is January. I'm recording this January 4th. Hopefully I can get this up by the 6th. We'll see, because I do work this weekend, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so we'll see how my post schedule is. I might post this next week. We'll see. But hi guys. It's been a minute since I posted on my YouTube channel and my podcast because I just been busy with school and work. And honestly, I kind of had a 2-week break from school in a way. Like they had like us do 1 week for 2 weeks, and I took the break because I was like, school is draining me. Like literally, I have one class that I'm like thriving in, and another class that I just like am ready for this class to be over, because the professor's nice. He's a great guy. His work, I just can't stand his class. His class is agitating my soul, and it's hard to do his homework. Like it's hard for me to function. I'm not even gonna get into it. The class is hard. Then the way how my brain works, his class makes my brain hurt. So I'm almost done with his class, and once I'm done with that class, I pray that my next semester is going to be fun and joyful, because I have 2 classes left, one more term, and then I'm done with school. Hopefully forever. Hopefully I won't have to get my MFA, and I could just go straight into the film industry, straight into the novel industry, and be successful. Do the whole shebang. Either live in New York, live in LA, have 2 homes, I don't know, whatever the case may be. I still want to do YouTube and podcasting though. Like obviously my main goal is film and novels, but I also still would love to do YouTube and podcasting as a fun thing on the side, because I like doing this. It's fun. So yeah, so that's my goal. Speaking of goals, we're gonna be talking about, as you can tell from the title of this video and podcast, reflecting on 2022 and my goals for 2023. Now, I know, like, I think people are starting to get over the concept of New Year's resolutions and being like, new year, new me, or they're like, oh, like, you don't have to wait a year, like, to the new year to start goals, which is true, but I think it is nice to have, like, I just like having some goals for the year to see, like, if I've accomplished them. And if not, then I'll just do them again next year, whatever the case may be. I don't know. But I kind of wanted to talk about, I want to make a video being like an homage and like a thank you letter to 2022. But I didn't have time to edit the video to the concept that I wanted. I really wanted to do a good like 1-minute video of every good thing that happened to me in 2022. I didn't have the time to edit it the way how I would want it to be, so I just didn't do it. So I might not just post it. I might post it like this month. Who knows? I don't know. But we'll see. But I want to talk about 2022 and reflect on it, because I did make a podcast last year about reflecting on 2021 and 2022. I was going to listen to it to see what I talked about, so that way I could like have a reflection on it. But I didn't have time to, and I didn't have time to, but also didn't want to, so I just didn't do it. So if you want to listen to that podcast, it's definitely up. You can listen to it. It's on Spotify. It's on my YouTube channel. You can go give it a watch or listen to it. But I want to talk about this year. And this year, I wanted to go kind of like briefly month to month of like what happened, because I had some really good things happen. Like one of them being the fact that I went to 6 concerts. Like, hello, I've my first concert I went to at the age of 19, and I went from going to 1 concert at 19 to then 6 in last year, with 5 of them being with me not having a job. Like how did I manage to go to 5 concerts with no job? I'll tell you. Not me. This is taking too long. If you're listening, I had my cross necklace on, and I was basically showing that it was God that helped me be able to get to the 5 concerts with no, because the way how I finessed going to 5 concerts with no job, and I paid for all the tickets. Like, I mean, hello, like, so Thank you for that. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna get into it. And I did have some pretty like I had ups and downs in 2022, and the downs, I feel like the downs were down and the downs were challenging, but I was still able to like make it out. And like the downs, I feel like I'm gonna get into it. So, yeah, let's just get into it. So January. Oh, I put something up on January. I don't know if I want to say that though. I don't know. I might keep it a little secret. In January, I did read if you don't know, I am a bookworm. I love reading books. I'm a writer. Writers have to read, and filmmakers have to watch movies. So I love films. I love watching films. I love making films. I love reading books, and I love writing books. So I love books. And I read my favorite book of the year in January, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And oh my gosh, I literally made a video about how this book should be a movie, and the cast that I think would be perfect for the movie based on the recent media that I watched at the time. If you want to watch it, it's a YouTube video that I made on my YouTube channel. You can go watch it. But yeah, so I read that book, and it was my first dark academia book that I read, and I was flabbergasted, astounded. I was like, spectacular. Like, it was so freaking good. Like, I was just like, this is literally the best book I've read all year. Like, it was a phenomenal book. Like, I loved it. If you guys want me to make a podcast about I might do it anyway, my top 5 reads of 2022, because I have the top 5 books I read that I loved. So I can make a podcast about it if you guys want me to do it. I might just do it anyway. But if you guys want me to do it, leave a comment down. If you're watching this, leave a comment down below that you want me to do it. Also, you can DM the podcast Instagram, randomchatswana, or my personal Instagram, Ananda Cash, if you want me to do it. But anyway, yeah, I read my favorite book in January. And I also, in January, I read this book, like I said, but then I also read another book called Beach Read, which goes into the month of February, because it was like January, February, where I was having this existential crisis about the concept of love, because I have never fallen in love before. Like, romantic love, it's never happened to me. I've never told someone I'm in love with you. I may have said love you to someone, but it wasn't because I was in love with them. It's more of like, oh, love you. Like a friendly, like either platonic or just like there's things I love about you type thing. But I'm not in love with you. I've never been in love with anyone. And then I read Beach Read, and Beach Read is a contemporary romance novel from Emily Henry. And Emily Henry is literally, in my personal biased opinion, she is the best romance writer, because I hate romance novel. I hate romance, the genre in general, because I am bitter. I will admit my flaws, because I'm a human being. I'm bitter with romance because because I am a single person. I am bitter when it comes to romance. I don't like seeing people happy romantically. I will admit it. I can admit it. It's okay. But seeing romance movies make me annoyed, because I was just like, there's such cliches, and also they kind of make it seem like people's only purpose in life is to fall in love with someone else, and it's kind of like weird to me, because I can't relate to that at all. So I'm just like, that's it. My only purpose in this world is to fall in love with someone else. So if I've never found love, I have no purpose to live. Like, I'm confused. So that's why I didn't like romance novels. I felt like they were all the same and cliches and just tacky and boring to me. And because of my history of my mental state in high school, I love dark things. Like, I like to read about dark stuff. Like, I freaking loved watching American Horror Story in high school. That just said enough about the type of media I like to watch. So I like watching sad things. So I was like, romance is not sad enough for me, so it's boring. So I didn't like it. And also, I felt like the concept of the fact that a lot of romance novels do make it to where, like, the only purpose that the characters have is to fall in love with each other. They just have an interest, they fall in love, they get into a fight, it debates of whether or not they're going to be together or not, but they end up together happily ever after. Every romance novel and movie were kind of the same, and they were kind of cliche. Some of them were very sexual, and I'm like, do you not know anything else besides sex? Like, come on, let's be fair. Like, your only purpose in life is not just to have sex with someone. Get a life, get a hobby, like, you know what I mean? So it kind of felt like I was not interested in romance at all. Also because I was bitter because because I'm single. So I'm like bitter. So then I read Emily Henry, Beach Read, and it was about two people that have the banter of icons. They are the banter. I ate it up. The banter in Beach Read is so freaking good. It's sarcastic people having like nice banter to where they can bicker with each other, but not to the point where they talk about people's insecurities. And if they do touch on insecurities, they know to stop and be like, hey, my bad, I went too far. Like, they know how to banter just enough to where they don't go too far. And I loved it. I read it and I was like, this is the best romance novel I've ever read in my entire life. Because I was like, it was contemporary. And I was like, it's contemporary, so maybe it's not like fully romance. It's like, you know, it may be something else. So I thought to give it a chance, and I'm so glad I did. And I feel like the genre contemporary romance is my type of romance because it gives the characters a purpose besides the romance. Like, it has romance in it as like a subplot in a sense, but the main thing is like that they have their own lives outside of their romance. And I really like, you focus more on them and their personal lives rather than them falling in love with someone else, and I really appreciate that. And Emily Henry did such a good job in Beach Read with this novel. So at first I was loving it, eating it up, but then but then it was getting to the point where basically I'm reading the parts when they're in love now, and I'm like, the book gave me hope because I'm like, oh, people like me can still fall in love. Like, I can find someone that can handle my banter. Like, if I want to be a bantering person, because I can banter all day long. I can pick stupid fights just for fun, not to be toxic, but just to be funny. Like, I can pick a stupid fight just to be funny, not to be annoying, but to be like funny, like to have a sense of humor. I could do that. Like, I could find a partner that would be like, that can piggyback off of me and do the same thing with me and not like hit my insecurities. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun. So I'm like, oh, there's hope for me. But then when they were talking about how much they love each other and saying certain lines, I was getting very emotional, and I was like, wait a minute, y'all in love, and now I'm kind of sad because I'm not experiencing that type of love. And it was also me reading this book, but then also me seeing two YouTubers that are my age, named Your Mom Ashley and Kelly Wakasa. They were two YouTubers that are also living in New York. They're both 23, and well, they were 22 at the time because it was before my birthday, so I was 22, and we were all 22-year-olds, and they were falling in love with each other. Like, they were roommates, moving in the city, and then they became boyfriend and girlfriend. And I was not mad that they were a couple, but just like so sad to see people my age falling in, like, finding love and reading a book about love, reading a book about people that are my type of people falling in love, and seeing people my age fall in love were two combos at one that just made me spiral. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never been in love before. This is so depressing. I've never fallen in love before. I don't know what it's like to fall in love with someone. I don't know what it's like to experience this type of experience. And I felt like I was missing out. And I felt really sad. And I was really sad about it. I was texting my friends. I was like, I don't know the concept of love. I've never fallen in love before. And I feel like most of my friends, like my two best friends, one has a boyfriend and is in love with her boyfriend. Obviously, they've been together for like 7 years. The other one, she has fallen in love before. So like with my two best friends, I like, even my, like, one of my other close friends, she's in a relationship. So it's like, I don't know the concept. I think out of my 4 like close friends, one friend may not have known the concept of love because they probably never fell in love before. So like, I can't talk to them because they relate. But like 3 out of 4 of my close friends have all fallen in love before and know what it's like to be in love. And I was like, I've never known that. I've never gained this experience. And I was sad about it. So I was really sad about it. And I was texting my friend. I was like, oh, I have never fallen in love before. This is so sad. So I was texting them my thoughts because I was like really bummed about it. And then I remember reading the book Beach Read at like 1 a.m. and I read a line. And I think it was the line about like how there was the guy talking to the girl. And he was like, he was talking about how like, you know that you, like, when you look at someone when they're sleeping and you just can't believe that like you have this person in your life, and that like something along the lines of like, you look at someone while they're sleeping and you're so grateful that they're in your life because of how much you love them, like in the sense of like romantically. And I just closed the book and just sobbed for like 5 minutes because I was like, this is so sad. Because not because it's sad for me because I'm like, I have never felt this type of love before. This is like, I'm so sad that I've never experienced this. So I was bummed. That was my February. And on top of that, it's February, so it's Valentine's Day. Can you see, like, I was going through it because I was just like, I've never fallen in love before. But then I came to the conclusion that even though I've never fallen in love before, there's still hope. I mean, who's to say that I'm not going to fall in love? Because also Emily Henry has her novels be about people in like their late 20s, like early 30s falling in love. So it's like it could give you also hope that there's still hope for you and time for you to fall in love in the future. Like there's no guarantee just because you haven't fell in love at the age of 22 doesn't mean you can't fall in love at the age of 30. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can still find the love of your life in later in your life, like later than your 20s. So there's still hope for you. So it was a little bit optimistic, but like at the time I was reading it, because like my default is sad. So I'm like, oh, I never experienced this before. That's sad. Then I get sad instead of being like, oh, well, I'm looking forward to experiencing this type of love. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never had this experience before. This feeling, reading it looks so cool to experience and such a nice feeling. And I've never had this experience before. And it's so sad that a beautiful moment I never got to experience. But then also, I kind of like, after I had that crisis about love, it kind of finally clicked to me that like, God is love, in the sense of like he is love, and the reason why the one commandment he gave us to have is love, because love makes you, if you love someone, you care for them, you listen to them, you like, love makes you do crazy things, because the principle of love has so many layers. It's of an emotion and an action, because when you feel love for someone, you show it through your actions how much you love that person. Like with Christmas, you give gifts to your friends and family because you give gifts to people that you love and you care about. With birthdays and with anniversaries, you show the people that you love how much you appreciate them through gifts or through experiences, or what the case may be. And it finally came to me that like the reason why people are able to write so many songs and novels and movies about love is because God created love. And I was like, it was like a mind-boggling moment for me. Like after I had a crisis about crying about never being in love before, I was like, God is love. Like no wonder people are so fascinated with love, because it's a concept that God had created, because he loves us. He created us because he loves us, and he does all these things. He gave his son for us. Like he did all these things for us because he loves us. And I was like, love as a concept is so powerful and so moving because of how he created it. And that's why he told us to love one another and to love each other, because if you love him, you do the commandments, but also when you love each other, you give grace, you give mercy, you have more peace, and you're able to forgive people a little bit more easier because you have love for them. Love helps the heart like stay soft. And I was like, oh, when people are cold, it's because they lack love and compassion, because they don't love anybody. And I was like, oh my, like all this was happening right after I had the existential crisis about it. And I was like, wow. I think that was also because like after I had my crisis, God was like, okay, let's let's help you out a little bit. Oh my gosh. So it was, I was like, wow, thank you for that. Okay. So yeah, so that was my January, February. February was an intense month. And then in March, I went to see the first concert of the year, Tame Impala. My first time seeing him in concert. I got nosebleed seats with my friend, and I felt bad because my friend, she told me when we were at the venue, oh yeah, I'm afraid of heights. I was like, we have nosebleeds. We're high up. Like, it was crazy. I also made a video talking about my experience seeing Tame Impala live. Like, I made a podcast about it. You're gonna go watch it. You can go watch it, listen to it. So I go into more detail about it then. But it was a great experience. I watched it for the first time, and I was like, the next time I go to Tame Impala, we're gonna be in the pit. Me and my friend were like, yeah, I was gonna make the joke, we finna be in the pit. I feel like a good portion of my demographic won't understand that joke, because it's not a TikTok reference. It's more of a reference from a TikToker that made that, like, she got controversy, and one of the things she said was, I finna be in the pit, because it was just like, it was weird. Anyway, I was just making a joke, I finna be in the pit, because me and my friends were like, we're gonna be in the pit next time we see St. Paula. So Next time he has a concert, we're gonna be in the pit. We finna be in the pit. But yeah, that was my March. March was pretty good. I had a great time. Then April happened. Another off month for me. February was like one of my just like, oh, the occasional mental spiral about life, April was kind of rough for me though, like for real, because I was like, now naturally I experience pains because of my concept of pain is like I experience pain, and because I don't know how to communicate how severe my pain is, because I always think because people have it worse than me, I don't have it bad at all. So I don't know how to articulate how I have pain and how to tell people that if they think it's not that bad, I'm like, no, it's bad. Like, or then that even when I explain it's bad, people still don't get it until they see me bedridden for like 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh, wait, you're in pain? I'm like, yes. Like, I've been saying this for like 2 months. Like, huh? Hello? So April, I experienced a lot of pain body wise, joint wise. But then in April, I was experiencing a lot of pain, especially in my wrists and also my ankles and my knees sometimes, but mostly my wrists and ankles. And it was especially my wrists. And this was a pain I've never experienced before, because like every now and then I'll experience pain in my like right wrist, and then like it'll happen for like a day or two, maybe 3 days, and then it'll go away. That's been happening for like 1 to 2 years in like in the past. But then this month, the month of April, I was experiencing a lot of pain. Like, it was like every single day for like 2 weeks straight, I was experiencing this huge chunk amount of pain to where anything and everything I did was painful. Like, me literally just doing, like, the fact that I can do this, I couldn't do this in April. Like, literally just doing, like, just moving my wrists the slightest amount was pain. And it wasn't like a huge pain where it was like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like it wasn't like a 10 out of 10 pain, but it was a pain that it was like I can feel it. And because I can feel the pain, it's like a solid 2, but it's a 2 that's never ending. So it was like agony, because it was pain that was small, but the small pain lasting for like a long time and never stopping. I was like, this is annoying. Like when I'm resting, my pain's a 2, but the minute I move, it goes from a 2 to like a 7. And I was like, ooh, this is painful. So usually whenever I have wrist pains, I would bandage up my wrist and then like they put some Bengay on and then go. Like a few days later, I'm fine. But then this time, the Bengay wasn't working. I wrapped my wrist. I was still in a lot of pain. Basically, I was in amounts of pain for like 2 weeks, and it was the worst pain I've ever experienced, I think, in my entire life, like hands down. And the only other time I said that was when I had strep throat for a week in high school. I was out of school for a week in my junior year of high school because I had strep throat, and that was a pitiful pain because I was only able to eat crackers and hot applesauce for a week, and I definitely lost like 5 pounds. I lost weight that week for sure. But yeah, that was the worst pain I experienced until April of last year. And I was like, oh my gosh, this pain is unbearable. I can't stand this pain. So then I went to urgent care because going to my doctor would have taken like months. I was like, I don't got months. I need to go be seen now. So I went to the urgent care to find out wait, did I go to urgent care? Oh no, I ended up going to my doctor actually. I went to my doctor because I think I was having a physical. I don't know. I went to my doctor and she was like, yeah, you got carpal tunnel. And I was like, I got what? So apparently the extreme pain I was experiencing was from carpal tunnel. And then basically she gave me painkillers, and the painkillers, after like a month of taking them, it helped the pain go away. And I was like, okay, cool, solid. But the reason why this pain was so like bad for me, because it was a lot of physical pain, but it was just the timing that the pain came in. Because you think carpal tunnel, okay, the pain is bad pain, but you overcame it, that's good. The problem with me having carpal tunnel is that I am a writer. Writers need to use their wrists for their job. And I was in a screenwriting class having carpal tunnel. And then to make it worse, right before the carpal tunnel pain happened, I had two things that happened to me. So then the carpal tunnel and the pain made me spiral. So one thing was, I was watching this video of a YouTuber. Her name is Ava Jules, and she was talking about like, I think, decorating her like apartment. And then one of the things she talked about was a painting that she got from a from an artist, and it was like the last painting that she did before her arthritis made her joints too stiff to where she couldn't paint anymore. So seeing an artist, because she had wrist pains like arthritis, and for like a long time I always was suspicious about me having arthritis, because sometimes I have an extreme fear of my fingers just locking in place and never being able to like move again. That's an extreme fear. Like every time I feel my fingers lock for like a split second, I'm like, ugh! Like I would like shake it out. Like I try to like knock it off completely to like help it be sane. So I always was having a feeling that I might have arthritis, because either in my knees or my fingers. So I thought for a minute, because of me seeing the girl have a painting from an artist that couldn't do art anymore because of her arthritis, and then I watched for my screenwriting class, I had to watch a video, and the video was of a screenwriter who broke both his wrists. So he has to type on a keyboard that's sideways, and he has to type like this to write his screenplays. And then I think a day or two after I saw the video of the YouTuber and watched the video of the guy with 2 broken wrists being a screenwriter, 1 to 2 days later, I get the pain in my wrists. And I was like, oh my gosh, now it's happening to me. I might have arthritis, or there might be some pain. How am I going to be a screenwriter when I have like this pain in my wrist? Like my wrists are how I do my career. If I can't have my career, what am I going to do with my life? I'm going so far into like doing my degree that like, how am I going to like live life? Like I was spiraling. It was so bad. I was like, so like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening to me. And I was just like, God, please, what is going on? I wasn't blaming him. I never blame God for my problems. I always blame myself, because that's a problem for another day. But I always blame myself for my issues. So I'm always like, God, what's going on? Please help me figure this out. I don't know what's going on. Why is this happening? Please help me. And then finally I got carpal tunnel, and then I got medication. It was fine. But yeah, it was a spiral, because I was like, if I have this pain and I can't use my wrists, how am I going to be a writer? And if I can't be a writer, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I was like, what am I to do? But also, it's like, if I can't use my hands, my wrists, how am I to function? I'm going to be handicapped at the age of 22. Like, I was like, there was a lot of layers to this problem. There's one problem, carpal tunnel. And it was just like trickling down. And then it was funny, because I had this experience of like this spiral in April. And I think in like, because later on the pain comes back, which I'll get into. My mom realized this in like later in the year. And she was like, how you have carpal tunnel? How are you going to be a writer? I'm like, girl, I already had the spiral. You like 3 months late. Because like she processed, she was like, wait a minute. You're having carpal tunnel, but you're supposed to be a writer. I'm like, I know. I'm like, girl, like I already had the spiral. It's fine. I had the spiral. God help me. We're chilling. Like, I appreciate you understanding that. Like, you're like, oh, that's a problem. So that happened in April, and then I got my medication, and I was fine. So in May, I went to 2 concerts. I went to see Rex Orange County and AJR. I saw Rex for the first time in concert, and I do remember making a video too. Like I mentioned in like 1 or 2 videos about how I don't know if I ever did actually, but if I did, I mentioned that there was controversy behind Rex Orange County because he has 6 cases of SA, alleged 6 cases, and they were recently dropped. He was found innocent. That there was no evidence put against him. And I'm not going to give my 2 cents of the concept of like the case and stuff like that. I did stop listening to his music when I first found out about the whole thing. It was heartbreaking. It took me, I had to mourn like listening to him for like a day, and then I was able to like, slowly listen. I was able to be fine. And then I found out the cases were dropped, that he was innocent. Like he was found innocent. So I listen to his music now again, but I'm not gonna get into it. But anyway, Rex Orange County, I did have fun at the concert. Now, when I first experienced this, well, I kind of skipped ahead. It's fine, whatever. But yeah, in May, I went to see Rex, and it was really good. I had so much fun. I went to see it with my friend and her sister, and we went, and it was amazing. Went to see AJR, and AJR, I talk about AJR a lot in my channel and my podcast, mostly my YouTube channel. I love AJR. AJR is my all-time favorite artist because of how creative they are, and they just put a performance. Every time you go to a concert, it's like watching a movie. It's watching a Broadway show live, basically, for a concert, and they never fail to amaze me. Their concert, when I went, I had a fun time, and then I felt kind of like sad that I wasn't like borderline sobbing about the fact of like how amazing they were. But then it hit me like 3 or 4 days later how good the concert was, and I really was sad about not seeing them in concert anymore. So I had to watch like their documentary of their concerts and stuff like that to like continue like feeling like I'm there. So I had a moment, and I just love AJR so much. Yeah. In June, I turned 23, and I actually had a really good birthday. Now, I had a history of like the past, I think, 2-3 years where I didn't have that great birthdays. Like my 20th birthday, I planned a dinner party. I invited like 20 people, and basically most of them said yes, we can come. And then like as my birthday got closer, everyone started not being able to come, and it ended up being like 4 people that could come, and I was really sad about that. So then I just decided to cancel it and went to do it with my family, and it was fun, but it was pretty sad that like I didn't get to experience being able to have all my friends come together and hang out to celebrate me, because I care about my friends a lot. And then it was a bit bummy. It was a bummy situation. The same thing happened in my 19th birthday. I went to go Dave and Buster with my friends, and all of them besides one was able to come. So I went with my one friend, and I had fun. And I went to Long Island to visit my college friends, and it was fun. But I was still bummed that like a plan that I had flopped. So like have my friends come together and hang out with me flopped because people last minute had to couldn't come, or just end up not coming, or they didn't want to come but didn't know how to tell me, whatever the case may be. But yeah, so 19th birthday, 20th birthday was kind of a flop, and then my 21st birthday was going to be a good thing, but then COVID happened, so that I didn't have a 21st birthday. And for my 21st birthday, I made an episode about it, how I cried my 21st birthday because I was watching 13 Reasons Why, the 4th season, and it made me sob because the ending was so sad. I love that show. I still love that show to this day. That show was I will make maybe a podcast or like a YouTube video about the show. Like looking back at it, that show was really intense. Like I get the message and the point. I'm trying to lean back. I get the message and the whole purpose of the show, but it was looking back at it, I'm like, that was a lot to have to process. Season 2, the broomstick scene. If you know, you know that. I remember I couldn't look at it. I had to look away. I literally was like, oh, like I was appalled by that scene. I was appalled by it. But it was intense because it was the whole purpose of the show was to show how gruesome life is for some people, and sometimes in order for you to like believe it, you have to see it on a TV screen. But I just feel like the audience that was watching it were like, we know this stuff happens. I don't have to see it. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. But I still love the show. I love the show. But anyway, but yeah, so I watched it on my 21st birthday. My 22nd birthday, I wasn't happy about my birthday just because I was miserable about graduating college, and I was in the like emo era of missing college for like a year. I was mourning college for a year because I was so sad that I left. I didn't want to graduate. I didn't want to leave college. It was like a happy time in my life, and I was very sad about it. So I was very bummed. I had fun on my 22nd birthday, but I was pretty bummed about the concept that I was out of college now. Like I wasn't a college student anymore. I left New Paltz. I was bummed. So 22 was like, it was okay, but it wasn't like that great. But 23, I was able to like have my friends actually meet up with each other and have fun. And I had a great time. I had a great weekend, and it just felt nice seeing that the friends that I put so much care into cared about me too. And I just felt very loved and special on my birthday. So I felt very happy. 23, I was like, yay, I'm 23. Like I was actually happy with my birthday. And I've always had bad birthdays. Like I love birthdays. But then the past like 19, 20, 21, 22, the past 4 birthdays was kind of a flop. So I was like I made the most of them. But they were like, they weren't up to my expectations, and I was kind of just let down each year. And I was like, Dad, like this kind of sucks. Like I don't like birthdays anymore. Like I love having birthdays. So it's like I want to be able to enjoy them. And then my 23rd birthday was very nice, and I was like, yay, I get to remember why I like birthdays and stuff. So yeah, I had fun. And then I also went to see Wallows. Oh, seeing wallows was, I made a video about that too, about the experience. But looking back at it, I had such a great time seeing wallows. I saw them for the first time, and I also got to basically, I got to do two things. I got to see my second, well, according to Spotify Rap, they were my number one artist listened to this in 2022, which makes sense. I listen to them a lot, and they were just so good. I got to see one of my top favorite artists, but also I got to meet an actor that I really like love watching on TV, Dylan Minnette. So it was a 2-in-1 because Dylan Minnette is one of the lead singers in the band Wallows, and I was getting to meet an actor that I love watching on screen, but also getting to listen and watch a band that I love. It was just so great, and it was a great experience. I was really like, I love the fact that the concert ended with the song "I'm Full," because that was like currently at the time like one of my favorite songs from them. Like I still think that's one of my top fives from them, like 100%. But that song was so good, and the way how the concert ended with that song, I was like, this. It was great. I had a great time, and looking back at it, I was like, I want to go back. Take me back to the concert. I want to watch them so bad again. It was a great time. I had so much fun, and it was spectacular. It was amazing. I loved it. July and August were kind of like the one, like kind of 1 month in a way. July, my carpal tunnel did come back though, because it was basically, I took my medication in April. I took it for like I think a month, and then it went like I took it for like, I took the medication until it ran out, and I was fine. I was good. I didn't have to take it anymore. But then they came back in July. It came back, and this time I bought wrist braces. So I had wrist braces to take to wear. But then when the carpal tunnel came back, I wear my wrist braces, and I was able to function a little bit more. Like it was better than me using wrist bandages to wrap my wrist, but it was still like I couldn't function without the braces. Like without the braces, I was like in pain, and with the braces, I was like tolerable pain. So with that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's like here again, but it felt like it got worse, and I was like, oh my gosh. So and then in July, I couldn't see my doctor until September. I was like, So I went to urgent care, and then basically they was like, I was like, how do I make this go away? But it was like, carpal tunnel is chronic pain, so it's just something you have to just deal with. And I was like, I'm gonna have to deal with this for the rest of my life. Like, what? It was crazy. So I have carpal tunnel, and carpal tunnel is chronic pain, and chronic pain is something that you deal with forever until God delivers you from it. But so far, I'm dealing with it for the long run, long haul. So then I just got on painkillers, and then again, but then I think I got on stronger ones. No, okay, correction. I think what happened in April was I got diagnosed with carpal tunnel. She gave me, I don't know if she gave medication or if she just told me to buy wrist braces and then to like take something. I did the wrist braces. I wore them every day, and then the pain with the wrist braces went away. And then I'm losing track of time actually. Because I remember there was a time where I had medication and I took the painkillers, and then they no, I'll get to that. So I took them. I didn't take my medication in April. Correction. I didn't get medicated until July. I think that's when I got prescribed medication, because I would take painkillers, ibuprofen, to help with the pain, but it wasn't working. I was like, this is doing nothing. I still experience pain. Pain is still horrible, and I still like can't function without the braces. Like I knew it was bad because things that would weigh like nothing weighed like 50 pounds. Like me carrying a plate felt like I was weighing a 50-pound dumbbell. Like that's how I know it's bad, because my wrists are very weak and fragile. So I was like, my pain is still bad in my wrist, and like I need to like, can you give me something to like help this pain go away? And then that's when she gave me my painkillers, and then I took those for like a month, basically from the end of July to August. I took it for the whole month that I had it for, and then when I went to see my doctor for a physical in September, that's when I had them basically have my doctor prescribe them. Because when I went to the urgent care, they gave me one refill, but then after that I didn't have any refills, and I tried to go back to like get another one, but they were like, there's no refills on this, so I couldn't take it until I went to my doctor, and then my doctor gave me the prescribed like the same painkillers, but then gave me more refills. So now I take it, which actually I have to get them refilled again because I recently ran out of my refills. I like the last one. I have like maybe 7 more to take, and I had to refill it. But yeah, so that was my July and August, kind of blended into one. Also, I was going part-time with online school because I was gonna just take the summer off, but then I was like, I need money, so I just went to school part-time, so I could get a refund check for the second like half during the summer. And then I don't know, I think it was in September that my best friend had moved, because my best friend had came back to the city to do an internship, and then she went to go move back because her family moved to a different state, and she was leaving. I think in September she left. I think so. August or September. I don't remember when she left, but she left. And I was sad because I was like, my best friend's leaving the state. She going to a different state. We're on the same time zone, but she just went to a different state. And I was like, I can't see you as often as I want to anymore. I'm sad. Boo. Why are you leaving me? So I was pretty bummed. But obviously she's happier in the state that she's in. And we are already going to plan to visit each other. So it's fine. And also in August, I went to see 21 Pilots. And I don't think I made a video about that. But I went to see 21 Pilots. And that was like kind of like a checklist. Because I remember when I was like 14, listening to 21 Pilots because I was in my emo phase. It's not a phase. I was in my emo era. I was in the emo-ness. I'm saying emo to not say another word, but I was in my emo era. And 21 Pilots was soothing my emo-ness. They were like, yes, you can hear me. You understand me. So when I was able to go see them, I was like, this is like a childhood dream. Because I remember being 14, being like, I can't wait for the day I see them in concert. Like, because I remember they would have concerts. And I was like, oh man, I wish I could see them in concert. I would love to see them in concert one day. And I was like, I can see them in concert now. And there was some parts of the concert that was a little bit iffy about them. Now I'm going to hold you. I was like, this don't feel right a little bit. But then the rest of the concert was fine. And they're also like they're not a Christian band, but both people in the band there's only 2 people. But the 21 Pilots, they're both Christians. And I was like, I love that. Like they do secular music, but there's no curses in their music and any of their songs. Their songs are depressing. The like Blurry Face album, and I think the second album, woo child, them albums are dark. But I was like, yes. But their newest album, I was like, this was the happiest album they put out. Because every album they put out is dark and sad, but it has good beats and it's like meaningful and impactful. That's why I love them. And I went to see them in August, and it was a great time. I saw them with one of my friends from like elementary school, and it was a great time, and I had so much fun. And I was kind of nervous to go with her because I was like, I haven't met her. The last time we hung out was at a Sweet 16 party from like our mutual friend who also went to the same school as us. And like I'm always like socially, like I've always been socially awkward. So like at 16, I was like really awkward when I like met her again because we haven't talked in like so long. So we had fun, but I was really like awkward and like So I was kind of nervous that like I would do that again, but it went by so good. I was like, God, please let we have a good time. And we had a great time. Like it was so much fun. And we was like, oh, we should like, like whenever we both have time in our busy schedules, like we should hang out another time. And I was like, yeah, that'd be so fun. So yeah, and I was like, basically kind of rekindled the like friendship that like I was like basically just a social media friend. Like, those friends that you went to like school with like years ago and you follow them on social media, and then like every now and then you make a comment or like you have like a few minute like conversation with them, and then you meet them in person for the first time in a while, and you're like, oh, like you should hang out more. And you're like, yeah, that's basically what that was. And I was like, oh my God, that was so fun and great that like I was able to experience that. And I was glad that I was able to like be able to like not be so awkward socially and be able to like have conversation, be able to talk like as if nothing it was a fun time. It was very meaningful to me because it was showing me that I was slowly growing out of my anxiousness when it comes to being around socially with people, because sometimes I have really bad social anxiety and it goes crazy, but that time it showed that like I can overcome this. So it was very nice. September, I got a new tattoo. I have it on my arm. I talked about it in the video, I think. I did the vlog where I was like overcoming my fear of people, kind of. That was the day that I got the tattoo. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I got a new tattoo. And it was I love my tattoo. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about anything else in September because I'm just not going to do that. But I got tattoo. I got tattoo. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. October was a very cute month because my brother turned 10, and I thought it so funny because my best friend, she's like, I can't believe your brother's 10 years old, like he was just 5. Because I met my college best friend. When she first saw him, he was 5 years old, because at the time he was 5, and now he's 10. And I'm like basically, me seeing my brother turn 10 is kind of like basically because if you don't know the relationship between me and my brother, I grew up an only child, so me and my brother are 13 years apart. And like basically, when I went to college, he was 5 years old, so I was 18, he was 5, 13 years apart. But I love my brother so much. Like literally, I love him more than anyone in the entire world. Like I love my brother. Like if there's one person that I love the most in this entire world, is literally my brother. I love him so much. And I literally told him that on his birthday. Like I was like, you know, I love you. Like I truly love you more than anyone in the entire world. Like more than mom and dad. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're okay with that, because it shows how close we are as siblings. Because there's a lot of times where, like, you know, older and younger siblings cannot be that close because of age, or because of like they don't get along. So when like you see siblings getting along, you're like, oh, that's cute. So I was like, I'm letting you know, I like because like my brother, I feel like he's my ride or die. Like I will defend him to the ends of the earth. Like if he's wrong, he's wrong. I'll let him know about it. But I will defend him to the ends of the earth. Like you don't understand. Like basically the way how I defend him is like a parent would to their child. And I feel like, not that he's my child, but like I defend him like as if he was my child. Like that's how much love I have for this boy, and I love him so much. And I told him that on his birthday. I was like, you know, I love you. Like he was like, I love you too. And I was like, yeah. And like I'm serious. Like I love you. Like I love you so much. Like I could cry if I think about it more. Like anytime I see a movie about like a little older and younger sibling, about how much the older sibling will protect their little sibling, I'm like, that's me. That's me and my brother. I love him so much. Anyway, I love him. And he turned, I'm going to cry. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. I love him. And he turned 10. And I was like, 10's a big number. 10's a big number. And I love him so much. And I told him I love him so much. Moving on, because I have makeup on and I don't want to cry. You can see the tears in my eyes. I love him so much. Like, so much. I will defend him to the ends of the earth. That's why if anyone ever bothers, well, anyone that bothers people that I care about, is on sight. But my brother, I will defend him. I don't care who it is. I will defend him against anybody. I don't care. Like I love him so much. Anyway, moving on. November. Oh, also at the end of October, I got a job interview, and basically on Halloween I went to an interview and I got a job. In November I started my new job, and it was fun. It was fun. Like as if I don't have the job. I still have the job now. I would like to keep it. I started my new job in November, and I started my new job, but then I also went back to school full time. And being a full-time student with a part-time job on top of other responsibilities in your life is hard. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it not because because basically November, December, we're kind of like, I have a job and I'm grateful that I have a job because now I have money and I can, like, you know, make the checklist that I have a job at the age of 23. But then it was just like, because I'm busy, I'm in the current state of like, I'm busy with a lot of work that I don't like. And because of the way how my brain works, whenever I'm busy with things I don't like, it makes it 10 times harder for me to get it done. Like, I have a class right now that I don't like the work, and I find it very boring and very just like, it's uninteresting. So it's really hard to get the homework and assignments done. And it's not because of discipline and me being lazy. It's deeper than that. I can't, like, I can get the work done. I will get the work done, and I will pass this class because I am not taking it again. I'm not taking this class again because I want to finish my school in April. So I will pass this class with an A. I will. Even though I have an F right now in the class because I'm missing an assignment, but that's fine. I'm missing an assignment, but I have until next week to give it in, so it's fine. I'm gonna pass with an A. My script class that I'm taking right now, my thesis class, I'm chilling. I'm chilling with that class. It's my literature class, and I hate it. I hate the class. I hate the work, and I have other work that I'm doing that I just hate. I hate doing work that's not passionate. Like that, and this is exactly why I have to be an artist for my career, because I can't do anything that I don't have an interest in, because it's like pulling teeth out of your it's like pulling teeth and pulling fingers off. It's so mentally draining doing things I don't enjoy. It's ridiculous. So I can't. So November, December, I was kind of like, I was grateful that I have a job now, but then because I'm a full-time student with a class I don't like, and I was doing other work that I didn't enjoy, and I was trying to learn how to time manage myself well, I was having ups and downs, because it was just like, it was just a lot sometimes, and I felt like I'm trying my best, and it felt like some people didn't appreciate it or didn't understand, and I was just like, I'm trying my best, and it was just like, I was a little bit annoyed. So it was a little rough. And then there were this class is just, I'm just excited for this class to be over. I finished my term the 22nd of this month, and then I have a week off, and then I go back to school again. But yeah, so November was just kind of like the beginning of me having a job, but then me beginning a class I didn't like, and it just showed me how important it is for me to have a career and a passion, because the way how my brain works, it's very hard. It's not like, oh, it's hard, but I can get through it. No, it's not like, I can't explain it, because I can't explain it because I don't have the proper, like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I talk to people about it, and people in my private life, they get it. But yeah, I had to figure out, I have an explanation as to why my brain works the way it works, and I've been told some recent things, and they're starting to click and make sense. So I just had to basically go get it confirmed by someone with a license, get it confirmed, and then be like, look, see. So I also, in November and December, I've been realizing some things about myself, and I was like, the dots are connecting. The dots are connecting, and it kind of made me realize some things in my childhood that I did that, like, I'm kind of starting to do now again. And I was like, and then it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. But I'm starting to understand more how my brain works, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. So, and sometimes it has to do with the passion, and how I have an attention issue where I can't pay attention sometimes. Like, I can, but it's like I have a hard time paying attention sometimes, like an extreme hard time. And with that, it's with being busy with work I don't like and I don't enjoy. So I can get the work done, but then sometimes I can't get it done because it's mentally draining, and it mentally drains me. Like right now I'm in a class where I have to write academic papers every other week, and academic papers are the epitome of my demise. I hate academic papers, so having to do one every other week is mentally draining for me. And there's 1 week where also during the 6th week of my school, I didn't do any work that whole week because I was working 4 days that entire week. And then also my parents' car got totaled. My parents' car got destroyed, obliterated, and I'm the one that found it. Oh my, I didn't even get to talk about that. I don't know if it happened. I think it happened in December or November. I don't even know when it happened. I think it happened in December. My parents' car got totaled while it was parked. And I was on the way to take my brother to school, and I found it destroyed. And I was like, I looked at it and I was like, there's no way. There's no way that's our car. Because my dad bought the car the night before, and then I saw the car, like, we parked at like slants, and it was like this. So it was more tilted. And I was like, the car looks kind of funny, because it was like the car stops. It was behind the car stop, and I was like, that's weird. Why would the car be like that? And then I got closer, and I saw the front of the car was basically ripped off. It was totaled. The car was totaled, and I was like, it was a lot. So I had to deal with that. And then that week, I just couldn't do any work because it was like dealing with that was already mentally draining enough. And I kind of felt bad because, like, not that I didn't care that the cars were totaled, but it was just more of like I was already mentally drained just from my class. So then having the car being totaled was like the icing on the cake. So I just gave up on school for that week. I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm sorry. I can't do your work. And I told my professor, I was like, I'm sorry I didn't do any work this week. My parents' car got totaled, and mentally this class is draining to me. I struggled so hard with doing academic papers. And mind you, because I'm talking about how much I'm struggling with this class academically, you would think I'm failing. Well, technically now I have an F in this class, but because I'm missing the assignment, once I do the assignment, my grade will be fixed. It's not that big of a deal. I was struggling with this class, and I had an A. The entire time I had an A. Like, I had literally like a 97, I think. And I was like, I'm struggling to get this work done. And I have an A in this class because mentally, every time I do a paper, I'm drained. It feels like every time I do a paper, I have less and less energy for every paper I did. And I think week 6, I hit a breaking point. And I was like, I don't have any energy left in me. I have nothing left in me to do any work for your class. Like, my script class, I think I managed to get some work done because I was like, I'm going to just do it because it's something that I enjoy. So even when I have no energy, I can like just try to push a little bit further. But with my literature class, I was like, I have no energy for you. I'm tired of this class. I hate this class. I have no mental energy to do physical work. So I just couldn't do it. I tapped out. And I told my professor, I emailed him. I was like, I'm sorry I didn't do any work. I can't do this right now. Sorry. And he was okay with it. He understood. I still got zeros because I didn't do the work, which was fair. But he was like, thanks, I appreciate you sending the email, this and that, blah, blah. And he did try to like help in some way. He was like, oh, can you like explain your process when you have the time? I was going to, but I just forgot. So whatever, it's fine. But yeah, I realized that once I'm done with school, I don't think I could do school anymore. I really don't think. I think I tapped out. But also, I can't do work that I don't like. Because I remember in college, my junior year of undergrad, my first semester, I had 5 classes. I had 19 credits. But I was taking all like creative writing and film classes. And I had the best time ever. I was busy, jam-packed with work, but I was having so much fun. And I was like the happiest I was. That semester was the happiest semester I had in my entire college career. Hands down. Like, it was so, and I was busy. I was jam-packed with work, but it was work that I was passionate about and had an interest in. So I was able to be productive and get work done. But the minute it's with something I can't, like, understand fully or I have no interest in, I can't, it gets harder and harder to get the work done. Like, in high school, I was able to manage to get through it. Like, science was a subject that I always struggled with, but I got by it by my friends helping me or by, like, just getting by. And then, like, the longer I got into school, the harder it became to function in topics that I have no interest in or that I struggle with, to the point where it's like, it's not even like, oh, I have a hard time, so I get bummed that I don't understand. It's like, it's mentally challenging. I mentally can't do it. Like, mentally, I'm like, I can't do this. And not because I'm like, oh, I can't do it, so now I can't do it. It's more of like I'm trying so hard to get it done, and I'm like, why is this such a struggle? It shouldn't be this difficult to get work done when I'm this so-called gifted student that's known to have straight A's. Like, I shouldn't be struggling this hard. It's because it's something I have no passion in. So I had to realize that that's what I'm doing with this class right now. I have no passion in this class, so I'm just getting by. And I'm like, and then there's also symptoms of this, but I'm not gonna talk about it. There's also like, I kind of get careless with the work in this class sometimes, whereas like I could push to get a good grade. Like, getting A's is easy for me. Like, if I tried hard enough, I can get an A, but I just don't care enough to do more. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna get this done and just turn it in and just be done with it because I'm tired of this. So that's why I have to do things I'm passionate about, because I won't put my all and do the best work I can for something I don't care about. So that was kind of my November, December. But also in December, I had an epiphany, but also kind of a spiral about friendships and like just how like I realized all my friends are friends I genuinely care about. Like, I have my 4 core friends where I have my 2 besties and my 2 close friends, and they're basically in the square of who gets to take turns of my, like, whenever I have my anxious thoughts, or like whenever I'm having like a spiral of some sort, I text one of them. One of them get a text about a like just a freaking list of an essay text of or text of what I'm thinking about in that moment. And basically I realized that I basically had I have a community of people that I can like go to, not really for guidance, but more just to vent to and just talk about my problems whenever I have problems. Like I have people to go to, and I'm actually using the people to go to them, like talk to them. And then when I talk to them about my thoughts, even though, because trust and believe, like if I wrote down, if I made a video about all the thoughts I have and I text about my friends at times, it would be like watching all three Godfathers times 12. Like, it's a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. That's why I made a podcast. And that's also why I can't ever shut up in my podcast, but whatever. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. And sometimes a lot of my thoughts are like rampant and stream of consciousness and just, yeah. So I'm just like, hey friend, I just want a little dump about what I'm thinking about. And then I think I did kind of one to each of my friends, like each of my 4 core friends. I have more than 4 friends, but like the ones that I go to like in the moment I'm having a spiral, boom. Like, not saying that like I don't go to God about my problems, because I do, but like human wise, who do I go to human wise? My core 4 friends. So that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, so I have these friends, and then I realize like, oh my gosh, like my friends really do, like, I'm like, I must be so annoying that like I do this to my friends kind of often, because it kind of hit me, because December is Christmas. I was thinking about getting my friends gifts because I have money, so I wanted to get my friends Christmas gifts. And then one of my friends was like, she wanted to give me a good Christmas gift because she wanted to show how much she appreciates my friendship for her. And like a week or two ago, like a few days ago, I like went on a whole spiral about something, and I was telling her about it. She was talking to me about it, and I was like, you want to show me how much you appreciate me when I literally had my spiral about life a few days ago to you? I was kind of confused that people cared about me. Whoa. I did not think I was gonna say that out loud. In the sense of friends, I was like baffled that like friends cared about me as much as I cared about them. So I was like, why would you show me that you appreciate me? Like, of course you, like, I feel like I should be showing you how much I appreciate you. Like, I feel like I should overcompensate how much I care about you. And then, I'm moving the mic a lot, I'm sorry. And I was like, this is crazy that, like, all my core friends are showing me, like, they're telling me and showing me, like, they're buying me, like, oh, I bought you a gift, because I'm telling my friends, oh, I bought you a gift, ha ha ha. And they're like, oh, yeah, I got you one too. And I'm like, wait, you got me a gift? I'm like, because then I told my friend, I was like, not me being shocked that you gave me a Christmas gift, like, as if you haven't before. Because, like, this is my friend that we were roommates for a year, and I loved her, best roommate ever. And she actually helped me get the job that I have. And she was basically giving me a gift for Christmas. And then she gave me a gift for Christmas before when we were roommates. And we exchanged Christmas gifts. And then, so, like, I think last year she didn't give me one, which I think so. I didn't give really anyone gifts because I didn't have money last year. But yeah, so she gave me a gift, and I was like, why would you care about giving me a gift to show me appreciation? Like, why would you care to do that? So then and then my other best friend, she was like, oh yeah, I got you a little something. And mind you, she doesn't have a job right now. So the fact that she still went out her way to give me a gift, even though she's low on money, I was like, it was basically the principle behind my friends giving me gifts to show me how much they care about me and appreciate me, when I'm the one spiraling to them about my thoughts, and I'm constantly word dumping on them, and they're like, I appreciate you and I love you. And I'm like, what? I feel like it should only be me that's saying that. So I basically was like, I'm not gonna cry. Basically, I was crying about it, because I was crying like it was a good cry, because I was like, I have friends that genuinely care about me and are showing me that they care about me with words of affirmation and like gifts. And I'm like, that's usually how, basically, my love language is gift giving and love and words of affirmation, because hello, I'm a writer, that's what I do. So I always write my friends either through a text or through a card how much I appreciate them, and then I love giving them gifts. So basically, the love that I've been giving to friends my entire life, receiving it. And I was like, oh, I could cry. Oh my gosh, stop. I could cry. But basically receiving it, like all at once, when I was like spiraling about like whether or not my friends even care about me still, I was like, oh my gosh, like not y'all caring about me. So I was like, I texted one of my best friends and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I have such great friends. Like, and it's not as if I've never had a good friend before, but it was like I was so used to having my friendships be like, in a sense, one-sided, in the sense of the way how I show love. Like I'll tell people how much I love them, and I would give them a gift, and they'll either just tell me, oh my gosh, I love you too, thanks for the gift, and that was it, because they couldn't financially give me a gift, which I never expected any gifts back. I never expect to be given back anything. I'm a very generous person, and I don't like to say that because I want to stay humble in that experience, but like when I think back to what I do for my friends, what I do for my friends and my family, how often I think about them, how often I go out of my way to like, I will make myself small to make them big. I've done that my entire life with everyone I care and love about, and I've learned to do that doing that all the time isn't the healthiest thing. So I'm learning how to do it in a healthy manner where I can learn how to set boundaries for myself, but also still love and care for my friends and family. And I was learning that it was being like my friends noticed it. I'm gonna cry. I'm like crying right now. Because it was something I realized like last month. So that's why it's really fresh in my memory of like this experience, because I was talking to my friend about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe that like my friends, that like I tell them all the time how much I love and care about them, that they're saying like the love, like I said, the love that I showing them, they're showing back to me, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what? Like, not y'all caring about me. So I was very emotional in a good way, because I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so great that like I have like such good friends. But then I was like terrified, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have such good friends. I'm so scared to lose y'all. Like, no. So I was really scared, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what if I do something that makes my friends not leave me? And I was also like being very vulnerable with my friends about certain things about my life. And I was telling them, I was revealing secrets about myself to my friends, and they were just all, I think I didn't tell one person something, but I told basically 3 of the 4, and they were all understanding, they all cared about me, and nothing's changed. We're still the same friends, and I just love my friends so much. And that's why I wrote, for Christmas, I gave all my friends gifts, and I wrote them letters, because I just wanted to show them how much I appreciate them. And I'm a writer. It's what I do. I write. I always write letters, because I know one of my college best friends, she says that every year for her birthday, I would send her a long text of like, happy birthday, I'm so grateful that I'm your friend. I'll send her an essay about how much I appreciate her as a friend, how much I love her, and happy birthday, love you, and I'll give her a gift on top of that. And if I would do that sometimes with Thanksgiving too, with Christmas, basically I would always text people how much I appreciate them. I would text a bunch of people how much I appreciate them. Like, I'll send individual texts to each of them how much I appreciate them, and then they'll say thanks, oh, this is so sweet, thanks. So it's like I would get the thank you, they would appreciate it. I'm like, okay, I feel good. And that was it. So having like my best friend, she was saying how whenever it's her birthday, she said one of the best things about her birthday is when I send her a text, like a happy birthday text. My go-to happy birthday essay text, she says, is one of the best things I receive on my day. And she said that to me before, but she said it to me again, like, because last month was her birthday, and I sent her, usually I would send her a text. But this time I didn't send her a text, because I was writing her a letter. I was writing all my close friends letters about how much I appreciate them and I care about them. So I wrote her a letter, and she said that when I texted her happy birthday, I was like, oh, happy birthday, because she was also coming to the city for her birthday, so I was going to see her later today anyway. I was like, oh, happy birthday, can't wait to see you, like, love you. And then she said that when she saw the text that I just sent her happy birthday and that was it, she just thought, oh, we've been friends for so long that, like, you know, I ran out of things to say. And then she saw that I wrote her a letter that was like 2 pages front and back. Like, I hand wrote these letters. I care about my friends. I've also written letters to my parents and my family. I've done it before, and they both cried both times. I can be very sentimental. I'm such a caring person. And it's all because of God, because it's like, I'm just so caring to people that I love. I care about the people that I love so much, even the people that, like, I didn't like that much. And, like, I'm not gonna get into it. I'm a generous person, basically. I'm very generous. I care about people a lot. And then I basically wanted to show my friends how much I care about them, because I felt like I had to overcompensate to show how much I care about them so they wouldn't leave me. But I realized I didn't have to do that because they care about me regardless. So basically I wrote her this letter, and she was like, oh my gosh, like, you really know how to make a person special. Like, I love you so much. Like, you know, like, show me how much she appreciates me and all that stuff. And we've been friends for like almost 6 years now. And I'm like, 6 years? That's crazy. Like, we met because my college best friend, we were roommates freshman year of college. And then after that, we were just neighbors for the rest of the 3 years. And, yeah, we met in like August. So like August of this year would make 6 years since we've been friends. So it's crazy. But yeah, so basically in December, I was having like kind of like a fear of losing my friends because of how I was being very emotionally vulnerable to them. Like giving them my raw thoughts about life. And I was scared that like they would be bothered or annoyed. So I would take turns doing each friend. Because sometimes, you know, you can overwhelm a friend sometimes. So I would take turns. Like basically I'm like, okay, this friend's going to hear this spiral. This friend's going to hear this. Like you get a spiral. You get a spiral. Everyone gets a spiral of my mind. But every time I gave a spiral about like basically my thoughts about life and what was going on, they came back with the same energy in the sense of being there and talking about like, yo, I get you, I fully understand you, because life is this and that, and they'll relate and they'll understand. And then also like as I was spiraling about my like concept of friendship and how I'm just so overwhelmed with how much my friends care about me, I was also like giving her a motivational speech, I was giving her a motivational speech about how she should go for arts or career, because she's also a creative person, and like how she wanted to go back to school, but she was scared to go back. And I was like, girl, you should go back because you should do what you love. Like the way how our minds work, creative people have to go for their passion, because if we don't, like we're like, us being creative is God's calling for us, and if we don't do God's calling, like we're not fulfilling our purpose, and we feel like there's no purpose in life besides being creative because that's the calling that God gave us. Like go for it. Like I'm telling her, like if you have no support, or if you people are telling you around you that you shouldn't do it, I'm gonna be your support. I'm telling you should do it. Go for it. Like I'm rooting for you no matter what. And she was like, I'm sobbing. Like literally I'm going back and forth with her. Like I gave her my spiral, but then I'm literally giving her motivational speech about going for art and doing the damn thing. Like go ahead, like pursue your art career, pursue your dream. We got this. We'll be working together on our individual projects. We'll be working together as a team. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna be successful in our artist career. Like we're gonna go for it. And then she had the audacity to tell me she admires me because I'm doing my art. And I was like, not you admiring me, like stop. Like because basically I was just, and here's the thing, I'm gonna make a reference to the Perks Being Wallflower because I love that movie so much. I did watch it in December and I did cry. Every time I watch the movie, I cry now because I just it just hits. It's a timeless movie that I love so much that is so sentimental for several reasons. But one line that basically like in December, I know this, was that there's a line where basically he's getting welcomed into a friend group, and he's like, oh, like the character Patrick is like, oh, you're a wallflower, Charlie. Like he says to Charlie, you're a wallflower. And then he was like kind of like, oh wow. And then he's like, they're like, oh, what's wrong? And then he goes, I didn't think anyone noticed me. And that line, when I thought about it, because I recently watched it, like I watched this movie and then like a day or two later, I think this movie trickled the friendship concept, because I realized, because the power of friendship in the movie for him, his friends and his family helped him get through like his mental state, and the power of the friends that he had. And then I realized I have that with my friends now, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so powerful. And then my friends telling me that they notice how much I care about them, and them telling me that, I was like, I didn't think anyone noticed me. Like I thought I was invisible. I thought no one ever noticed the things that I did, because no one ever gave me the same energy back that I was giving to them, which again, I never asked for it, but I was always used to people like just thanking me and appreciating it, and never them showing me the same amount of love back, just because I wasn't the person that they were going to give it to. They were going to give it to other people that were close to them in their lives, which was perfectly fine. But I found people that like the energy that I give to them, they give back to me. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I didn't think anyone noticed me. So I was very like emotional, but very happy. Like it was a good emotion. So, oh my gosh, not me crying like freaking 3 times in this podcast, God. But yeah, and then I ended the year with I wasn't think just even I got yelled at by a stupid customer who's pretentious and a prick, but whatever. I work in the food service industry, and be nice to people that work in the food service industry, because People are mean. No, I work with pretentious customers, and that's a whole nother level of just annoyance. But anyway, be nice to people that give you food. That's all I'm gonna say. Be nice to everyone in general, especially people that work in retail, people that work in the food service industry, people that help you with your bills. Be nice to people that be nice to service workers, period. Be nice to everyone, but especially service workers, because they have to deal with your bullcrap, a bunch of other people's bullcrap. Be loving and kind, because I got yelled at on New Year's Eve and I was really pissed about it, because I hate being yelled at for mistakes, because I'm like, I'm a human being. I don't like being yelled at for mistakes because it triggers me. So, oh my gosh, my nose is like running. I have a tissue right here, it's fine. But yeah, so that was December. But I ended my year, basically I had a lot of like, I feel like I had like 4 like core mental like woes, but it was like, it helped me learn more about myself, and each one I ended on a positive note, and each time God was like, it's okay, you're gonna get through this. You got this. And basically, I would say 2022 was a great year, because 2021, I basically was in a sense mourning, like leaving college, because I had a fear that because college, I went from having the worst 4 years to the best 4 years of my life. I was scared that college is where I would peak and I wouldn't experience happiness like that again. And I was very scared and very sad about it, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if I never get to be this happy again? And basically, 2022 was God showing me, no, you can have this much fun in your life after college. Like, college basically was just to show me how much fun I meant to have in life, despite, like, in college, trust me, I had my mental breakdowns, I had my highs and lows, but I still was able to enjoy myself in a sense, whereas high school, I had just lows, and, like, I had, like, ups, but the downs were way heavier, whereas college, I had my ups and downs, but the ups were able to outweigh the downs, and then 2022 showed me that, like, college showed me that I'm meant to be happy in life, but then also, like, 2022 showed me that I'm able to experience happiness outside of college. That, like, college is not the end all be all of my happiness. That happiness is an experience that I'm meant to continue to experience, because God wants me to have that experience. He wants everyone to be happy. He doesn't want anyone to be depressed, anxious, bipolar. He doesn't want anyone to be that way. And 2022 showed me that even with, like, lows, like, I'm still able to come out and be able to triumph and be able to still have an overall good life, and be able to learn from the downs and be appreciative of the downs in a sense, and be able to learn and be able to progress and have a better year each year. So 2022, even though I had like 4 like kind of crises in a way of like breakdowns, but like they all helped me learn about my life. I feel like every 6 months I'm reflecting about my life. I feel like people that deal with like mental illness, or like people that just like have a lot of heaviness in their lives, they reflect about their lives kind of a lot unintentionally. Like, sometimes they could be watching something and it could trigger a memory in a memory in their mind from like when they were like 6 years old. Like, something that happened to me, and I'm like, ooh, that's not a good memory. I don't remember much of my childhood, to be honest. Let's not get into that. But yeah, so 2022 was a good year. Like, I had a lot of downs in a sense. Like, the downs were down, but I was able to come out of each one learning something new about myself, and learning that, like, the downs are gonna happen, but I'm learning how to navigate through the downs with God, but then also, like, knowing that, like, I can navigate them with God, but then also God will give me people to help me physically navigate it with as well. And even though my 4 core friends aren't Christians, or like one of them does believe in God, but she's not really a Christian, I'm still looking for Christian friends, to have, like, because there's certain conversations that you just gotta have with a Christian friend, but, I care about them. Like, I'm trying to be the representation of God for them the best way I can, and, I'm just very appreciative of the friends I have, and basically, yeah, that was my 2022, and it was a very good one. That's why I wanted to make a video being like, thank you 2022 for being a good year, because I went to 6 concerts. I have like such amazing friends that like I grew closer to one of my friends I went to like I think 4 concerts with, and like we got close because we had the same taste in music, and we like connected over the concerts. And best believe I already have concerts in the works going this year. Already I'm planning on 1 to 2. And I already have 2 in the works. Like, I already have the tickets for them. One, yeah, I already have the tickets for 2, and I'm planning on 3 more. And now that I have a job, you best believe I'm paying money for some tickets, because concerts are life experiences. And basically for 2023, I want to continue basically in my 20s, also 2023, I want to just be able to continue to enjoy life in a sense of having life experiences. Whereas, and one of those experiences is having concerts. I want to continue. My thing just stopped. Oh, my phone's running out of storage. I have 6 minutes left on my phone. I'm gonna have to switch phones. That's so annoying. Okay, I'm gonna switch phones. Like, give me like 1 second. All right, I'm back. I switched phones. I really need to get a camera because I could use my camera. My camera works the video, but the audio is like shot. I can't hear it that much. So like, unless I use a mic, like I use a mic for my podcast, but I'm gonna get a new camera. I'm gonna get one soon. But yeah. So what was I talking about? I was talking about my 2023. So my 2023. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to burp. Yeah, 2023, and also my 20s. I kind of want to like put less pressure on. Like, I want to be able to enjoy my 20s, enjoy being young, and just have life experiences, being able to just, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends this day, I'm gonna go to concerts, being responsible, of course, but also just, like, having fun, because I feel like I haven't had fun. Like, my, like, high school, like, really was like an era you could have fun, and I didn't have fun, and I'm like trying to have fun and being able to like learn how to continue to heal, but also just have fun with life, because like life is fun when you have fun. That made no sense, but we're gonna go with it. So my goals for 2023, I have one big goal for this whole year, and that is I'm gonna read it exactly how I wrote it. That doesn't read right. Okay, my one goal for the year is to basically, like I said, I am gonna by the time I finish grad school, I will have a finished movie script, and I want to get the script bought and in the works being produced. Like, I want to be able to basically my goal of the year is to start my career in a sense in the film industry. I want to be able to have my movie, because you can have a movie script bought and it doesn't get produced, but I want it to be bought by a morally good production company, and to have it be produced, like to get it in the works. And I would love a bonus to be able to work on the set as like an assistant to script supervisor, because I feel like an assistant would be a good way to just navigate how it looks to be in the film industry, and then maybe like the second or third movie I could be a script supervisor, because every time I look at a movie I always look at the script supervisor, and I'm like, one day my name is going to be in those movie credits, and then eventually you'll see script supervisor another cast, you'll see written by another cast, and then you'll see written and directed by another cast. Like, I always look at the credits of a movie, and I'm like, one day my name is going to be on those on those credits, and I'm going to just be so grateful. So I've been like having daydreams about being like having my movie be like having the what's the website called? It's called, I think, Deadline, where they talk about like, oh, this is gonna be actor this and this are gonna be portraying the movie this and this, like having a Deadline article about like another cast, like scripts gonna be made into a movie, like basically imagining how I'm going to feel when I see the Deadline article about a movie script that I wrote being like bought and produced in the works, and seeing the actors that are going to be in it, and just being really happy. I just really want that to be like, I've been feeling a pull for that to be a goal. That's my only goal for this year, to be honest, is to have my career get started, because I think I've waited long enough to have it start, and I'm seeing people that like I went to school with, or that like I just know, like being able to do cool things in the film industry, and I'm like, that's so cool. When's it gonna be my turn? Like I still want to, like, I want this to be my career too, and I think this is my year to shine. This is my time to shine and finally going to make it, because God said so. I honestly feel the pull that it's from God, because it's like, why else? Like, literally, I have the talent of writing. Like, I love writing so much because it's a talent that He gave me, and I really do feel like this is my year to fully just like, in order to be a good writer, you have to have faith that your career is going to make it. And I feel like I'm in my era where I have a part-time job that helps me make money, but then I'm gonna have this job until I make it in the industry, and then boom, I could eventually quit my job, and then I'm a movie star. Like, in the sense of, like, I'm not gonna be on, maybe I might be on screen one day, I don't know, I'm maybe just my YouTube videos, honestly. But, like, I want to, like, I'm in my era where, like, you see the actors, like, one actor, like, for example, John Krasinski, he was a waiter for 2.5 years when he was, like, getting auditions, and then he did one more audition, and it was for The Office. He got the role, and that was his debut role, and it broke him out into the industry. So I'm just, like, I'm in my era where, and then the movie Tick, Tick, Boom, where Andrew Garfield, I love Andrew Garfield so much, let's not even get into it. Andrew Garfield, Tick, Tick, Boom was about the screenplay writer, and he was pushing 30. He was 30, and he was, like, a waiter at a restaurant. He was working there for years, and he was, like, writing these movie scripts. He wrote a script for 8 years, and then just for it to, like, people to admire it, but then no one picked it up, and then he stayed at his job, and then he wrote another script, and in that one, I think it was the guy who wrote the play Rent. That person, the one that unfortunately he died at 35. He died the day it was going to premiere. It was really sad. He died from a brain aneurysm, which was really unfortunate. But yeah, so, like, I'm in my era where, like, I'm working a part-time job, and then, I'm writing on the side. Like, I'm doing my job to have the job, but then I'm on the side doing writing. And I don't have to worry about how am I gonna have a job. Cause I think the reason why I was so stressed on making YouTube a job is so that way I can have a source of income. But now that I have a job, I'm still gonna do YouTube, but I'm not stressing YouTube to be my job anymore. I'm doing it for the sole purpose of it's fun and I enjoy it. Yes, I would still love to make money off of YouTube, but it's not a dire need. Cause I was like, I need to make some money somehow, and YouTube, I would love for it to be the way how I make money. But now I'm still gonna do YouTube, and hopefully in the future I can make money off this, so that I can up the antics and production of my YouTube videos. Like, I would love to have someone to help me assist edit and me be able to pay them a good salary, so that they can, like, be a good editor and help me with other stuff too. Like, I would love to do stuff like that, but, like, I can't when I don't have the money for it. But I would love to do it. Like, I would love to up the antics of my productions with my YouTube channel. But it'll happen. It'll happen when it happens. But yeah, so I'm really excited for this year. I'm really, like, I remember last year for 2022, I was like, that's going to be my year to have fun. And, like, I'm going to be able to enjoy life. And I can say I did. I can say I enjoyed life in 2022, and it was fun, and I had a great time. So now I'm really, like, excited, because I'm like, if I had that same feeling of, like, I'm going to have fun in 2022 and be able to enjoy my life, and I did, I'm having a pull up on my career getting started. So who's to say that won't happen too? Like, So I'm really excited for 2023, for my career to finally kick off and start. And I'm going to be happy. And I can look back at this video and be like, I remember, like, last year I watched the Oscars, and I was like, my first time watching the Oscars last year. My first time watching the Oscars was last year. And I remember seeing the people win Best Script, and I was like, one day that's going to be me. And I was so, like emotional, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. One day I'm gonna be at the Oscars nominated. I'm gonna win one. It's gonna be awesome. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I'm excited for this year. Basically, that's my big goal. That's my goal for the year, is just to get my career started, and that's with, once I finish the script, to find the connections to get it in the industry and to get it going, and then once I start, not to stop, because I also have little goals, because I want to graduate grad school, want to finish grad school, work on my novel, my debut novel that I took a break on writing it, because I was writing my script for my class. I was like, I should just focus on that, and I didn't have time to focus on writing a script, writing a book, going to work, doing all my other stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna take a break on my novel, put a pause on it, and then come back to it when I'm done with school, so I could fully focus on, because, like, I'll have a movie script, and while I'm waiting for that to be produced, I'll also be working on my novel, getting that finished, and then working on getting that published. And then I hope that my novel also gets to become a movie, because I plan on having my novel be a series. Like, I already have 5 books in the works for this one novel. It could be a series. Hopefully it picks up. I'm sorry. Hopefully it gets picked up, and then it will get picked up. It will get picked up, and it'll be like a 5-part series. And I'm banking on the novels becoming movies and me being the writer of those movies. So I'll have 5 novels and 6 movies. And then I'll continue writing novel, movie, and the pace that I can withstand it and enjoy it. Because like I said, when I'm busy with stuff I'm passionate about, I can be productive. I can get work done because it's a passion of mine. And writing, I love writing. It's such a passionate thing of mine. So I'm going to focus on that too. And then also dedicate time to creative projects like YouTube and podcasting. Most of the YouTube, like I still want to do the video where I recreate iconic The Office scenes with the episode from the dinner party. I still want to do that video. I'm gonna do it because that episode is the best episode of the entire show. It's the funniest episode. Point blank, period. It's the funniest episode, and it's so funny. So I want to recreate it. I'm going to recreate it. It's just at some point. I also still want to do other ASL videos, but I need to get a green screen because after that other one I edited, it took me so long to edit that video because I didn't have a green screen. And if I had a green screen, that would have made my life more easier. So I'm going to work on getting a green screen so I could do more videos like that. And yeah, and go to more concerts and get life experiences. Because like I said, I already have 2 in the works of going. Like I have the tickets. I'm going to go to them soon. Not soon, but like in a few months. And well, one's in September and one's in March. So we got time. But I have other ones that are like in the middle of the year that I want to go to. I haven't bought the tickets for. I want to see Paramore, Joji, and Half Alive. Paramore's expensive though. Them tickets are pricey. But here's the thing. Me and my friend were both like, the tickets that I told my friend, I was like, I want to see Paramore. Do you want to see Paramore with me? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, they're kind of pricey. And she recently just got a we're going to spend that money on concerts. Like, yeah, of course, I'm being responsible with my money. I'm saving my money. Don't worry. I'm saving my money. I have a system of how I work things. I like literally have a system of how I do my budgeting with my money. I budget my money. I'm being smart. I spend my money, like what is left over after I do my tithes and offerings, my savings, my stash, my credit card payment, and my cable bill payment because I pay for my family's cable bill. Like after those 5 bills, everything else, this is what I do like with like whatever I want to spend, like subscriptions. I have a lot of subscriptions. I have a few. So I do 6 things. It's like the 5 things I said: the tithes and offerings, my savings, my stash, my credit card payment, the cable bill, and then subscriptions. And then everything else after that is concerts, experiences, saving, food for when I go to work because I gotta eat at work too, you know? Yeah. So just getting life experiences. And then my last goal was make this year better than the last. And also I put in the things with God. Like, don't forget God, you know? Make this year better than the last. Like 2022 was a pretty good year. And it's like, make this year better. Like just make it better than last year. And I feel like definitely making it in. And even if I don't make it in the film industry, no, I'm gonna make it in the film industry. Period. Let's just not even try to open up the invitation for. If I don't, I'm not gonna be like, there's no point living. More just like, I'm gonna make it. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. And my final thoughts. I'm gonna read it from I took notes. Final thoughts. 2022 was a year of ups and extreme downs, but this year showed me my happiness is outside of college and there's more life to live. It also showed me the good does outweigh the bad, so I just have to keep pushing and trusting God will get me through this year and this life. 2023 is about fully dedicating myself to my career and trusting in God to make it happen no matter how my life looks like. This year feels scary, but really good. And no matter how sad I get about the little things, I still see this year being the year where it's my time to shine. That's what I wrote as my final thoughts for 2022 and my thoughts for 2023. Because it's scary fully dedicating yourself to your career being creativity. Because creativity, it fluctuates and you can be successful in one moment and then down the next. But I trust that I'm going to have the creative career where it's consistent. I'm having consistent success, and it's because God blessed me to be this successful. Like, I didn't do it because I did it all me. It's like I have the talent because God gave it to me. So that's that. Yeah. So that's my reflections on 2022, my goals for 2023, and just my concepts for life. I'm very excited for this year. Once I'm done with school, it's going to be on and popping. I'm done in April, and I'm very excited for what's to come. I'm very excited to work on my writing, to just be, I'm excited to fully be a writer and to start making a living eventually off of being a writer. And I can't wait to see, I'm excited to see how 2024, how I reflect on what happened this year. Like, I know this year just started, but I'm very excited to see what happens and like how, how it turned out. I'm very intrigued and excited. And I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say this year's going to be a good year. Not only for me, but for my friends and my family and for everyone. Like, everyone I care about, even the ones I don't care about, I don't know. It's going to be a good year for everyone. I'm praying on that. But yeah, so that is it for today's podcast. It was a pretty long one, but I mean, it's a podcast. What do you expect? So thank you guys for watching or listening. And if you want to go follow the podcast Instagram, it's just randomchatswana. And if you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's just @NoTheCash. And my personal TikTok and Instagram is @NoTheCash. My Twitter is joyful_cash. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, thank you for watching this 1.5 hour long video. Leave a comment down below of your reflections of 2022 and if you enjoyed it. And if you didn't have a good year, I'm praying that this year is your year to shine. And it's okay that you didn't have a good year last year. This is a new year. Every day is a new day to make a better life. And I hope that you're able to achieve the goals that you want and that God helps you, guide you to do it the right way. Yeah. And if you guys have any topics you guys want me to talk about, you can also leave in comments down below. You can also DM my personal Instagram or the podcast Instagram or tweet me, Yeah, so that is that. And I thank you guys for listening and watching. And I'm going to try, once school is over, I'll be able to have more time to focus on making a podcast probably every week and a YouTube video. But right now, we're just going to try to do a podcast like once every other week. I don't know how often I'm going to do the podcast. I do have some videos in the works to do. I might film another podcast after this one, actually. We'll see. But yeah, so I thank you guys for watching and listening, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.